The following is a presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Broadcasting from the campus of Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, the Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is on the air. Your chance to hear from Liberty head women's basketball coach Alexis Sherard comes your way on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is also brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Carter Bank. Life lived full. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Lynchburg Nissan. Nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. And by the United States Space Force. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Mills for three. Yes! Avery Mills from 3rd Street. Liberty leads 57-51.
Now let's talk Liberty Flames women's basketball. Here's your host, the voice of the Lady Flames, Jamie Hall.
Welcome into this week's Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show. My name's Jamie Hall, going to be joined later on in the program by head coach Alexis Sherard and our featured Lady Flame this week, Emma Leone. The Lady Flames are coming off a 1-1 week. They got a victory at JAX State, 60-55. Excellent offensive game for the Flames. You say 60 points, that doesn't sound like an excellent offensive game, but they were very efficient, shot the ball well, hit some threes. Avery Mills, who I know we'll ask Coach about her injury status because she got injured in that basketball game. But before she got injured, she was just having a career night. Had 27 points, hit 7 3-pointers, was playing some amazing basketball. And again, the Flames were able to get the win. They held on for the 5-point victory at JAX State, and then had every chance to beat Kennesaw State down north of Atlanta, Georgia, on Saturday afternoon, but came up just a little bit short, needed one more stop and one more basket to win that game. And again, we'll recap those games with Coach Sherard coming up here in just a little bit. You'll have a chance to see the Lady Flames this week as they play an early game. Now mark this down, 5 o'clock, not the normal 7 o'clock on Thursday night against UTEP, and then 2 o'clock in the afternoon against New Mexico State. And if you can't come to the game, or if you want to get tickets to the game, go to libertyflames.com. If you can't make it, then you can find the links to watch or listen to the broadcast at libertyflames.com or on the Liberty Flames app. And we are now joined by Emma Leone. Emma, welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome.
How has your transition been? And for those that maybe don't know where you're from Spain, Barcelona, how has the transition from... That's a big city for one, and Lynchburg is not a big city. It's okay, but it's not JAX State, Jacksonville, Alabama. When we were there, you probably could tell it's a very farm, rural, small town. So at least Lynchburg has some things, but certainly not Barcelona.
I mean, yeah, Barcelona is a really big city. A lot of people, a lot of tourists, a lot of everything, and it's really different from here. But I kind of like it both, so the transition was better than I thought for sure.
What made it better?
I don't know. I thought first the jet lag. I didn't have any jet lag at all. That was really surprised. And also, I like the food here. I know it's not the best, but I like it. Then people, of course, make it a lot of easier. But yeah, it was for sure easier than I thought.
Growing up, is English taught in Barcelona? Did you have a decent amount of English experience before you got here?
Yeah, I did so many extra classes of English. I mean, it's a main subject in school. Everyone has to do it. But then my parents always were like, do more English, like more classes, more teachers. I had a lot of individual teachers, so that helped me a lot.
Okay. Is the high school, is it called high school in in Spain? What's it called?
It's really different. Like you start school when you're 3 years old. Then there's like a kinder like school for like 3 to 5. Then like 6 to 10, 11, and then another 4 years until you're 16, and then you have 2 more years until you're 18, and then you go to college.
So it's almost, and you may not be familiar with this, but it's almost like the United States version might be you can get an associate's degree, say like at a junior college or something like that, that's a 2-year degree, but that would be after high school. So that would be when you were 18 years old, just like going to college, but you're getting a smaller degree, and then you could either stop there or you could go and get a 4-year degree, and maybe some of those credits would carry over. But it's almost like you guys have that little bit of college preparation maybe before you actually go to college.
Yeah, those 2 years, well, it's like the mandatory, it's until you're 16. Then you can decide to go to that high school or not. And then you're like 2 years that is just preparation for the exam you need to do to get to the college.
Okay. Wow. So you start when you're 3. Do you even remember the stuff that you learned when you were 3 and 4 years old? I barely can remember anything from that age.
No, I don't remember at all.
So it's almost, and I know here we have preschool, but a lot of times that's almost just daycare. It's almost like, okay, the parents have to work, so the kid goes to daycare, and they teach them a little bit to get them ready for school. Yeah,
it's like that. Like you just be there and playing games while your parents are at work.
Gotcha. Now we've talked to Claudia, and let me ask this before I even get to my thought: is having Claudia here, was that a major help as well as far as your transition, having someone that's from Spain?
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know how many questions I asked her before coming here, but they were a lot. And she really helped me. She explained me everything. She was like, everything you need, just tell me, and I explained to you. So that was really helpful for me. And she's told us this, come on the show, and she's told us this in the past, and I'm going to mess it up, so I'm going to just say the basics, and you can fill in the details. But that there's a language that's more of a regional language that isn't, it's not Spanish, but it has Spanish influence maybe. I don't know, maybe you can do a better job of explaining it, but you guys share that regional language as well. I mean, Spain is divided like in different areas, and the area where we live, with Claudia and we live, it's Catalonia. That inside of there, it's Barcelona. Barcelona is the capital of Catalonia. So the whole area of Catalonia talks Catalan. So between us, we talk Catalan. It's like, I mean, if you're Spanish, you can understand some things, but not full of it. Is it similar to what I've heard people say, like Spanish people say when they were watching Bad Bunny at the halftime show of the Super Bowl, is like he was speaking a Puerto Rican version of Spanish that has a lot of slang that even people who speak fluent Spanish didn't necessarily know what he was saying. Is it kind of like that? I would say Catalan is harder to understand for Spanish. Okay. Because the words are totally different, the grammar is different, so I would say it's even harder. Have you watched the halftime show? Yeah, I did. Could you understand most of what was being said? Yeah, I basically understand it all. Okay, so maybe the people that were they weren't complaining, but they were saying basically what they were saying were if the Americans are complaining that they couldn't understand Bad Bunny at halftime, I'm in Spain and speak Spanish, and I barely could understand what he was saying at halftime. Like, so they were kind of saying it like that. So I don't know. Maybe they were exaggerating a little bit. I mean, there were some words that I did was like, what's this? And I talk Spanish, but no, I can understand. There's so many international players now in women's basketball. I guess probably men's basketball too. And there always were tennis players. It seemed like half the rosters on American college tennis teams were from overseas, and you saw that with some of the distance runners in track, and there were certain things, and maybe ice hockey a little bit because you'd have a lot of Canadians, and so, but
basketball wasn't really that way. Each team might have one international player. We had a stretch where we had some Lithuanian players, so every year kind of we'd have two, and then they would graduate and two more would come, and so that happened for a little while. But now it seems like the rosters around the conference, Florida International, which makes sense, that's in their name, but the majority of their roster is international. The majority of the Liberty roster is international. What would you say is causing so many international players to be playing American basketball now?
I mean, I don't know about other countries, but at least in Spain, a lot of girls are going here to study and play basketball. I would say the main reason is because here it's easier. Like in Spain, it's not easy at all to play basketball and at the same time combine it with studies. Like you'll miss classes and teachers are not gonna care, or exams or whatever. And here it's just so easy, like so easy. So people just come here.
When you are playing, and there's several other teams that have Spanish players, I don't know if there's other teams that have players from your same region as far as Catalonia is concerned, but you can, I mean, if they're trying to speak in code, you can decipher the code, but if they can't speak the regional language that you and Claudia speak, then you guys can still maybe talk to each other and they don't know what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, we can do that, and they wouldn't understand. Yeah, we can try that.
That's funny. But are there girls that you played with growing up, club games, camps, whatever, back home, that you now have played against in your freshman year in college?
Yeah, there are a lot of Spanish in Conference USA. I haven't played against all of them before, but mostly all of them, yeah.
Because I think there was one game, maybe Middle Tennessee. I remember seeing you talking to somebody kind of on the way out, and I was like, oh, that must have been, you guys must have played against each other growing up.
Well, in Middle Tennessee, Nicole plays, and I know her because we played together in the national team. So that's what I know her.
How was that experience, playing with the national team?
It was semi-sweet because there was like the good part and the bad part. The good part is like the experience and everything. I remember I played the European Championship under 16, and that was awesome. But then in summer practice, you don't get to even hang out with your friends on summer. So that was not cool. And I remember the last year summer, I did my last exam from that high school that I told you to get to the college. And I finished the exam at 4 p.m. and I needed to be in the airport at 5. I couldn't even say anything.
Wow.
To go to the national team. So
there's some good and some bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you have a goal of, depending on how things go and progress, that would you want to be playing on the Olympic team one day? I mean, what are your ultimate basketball goals?
I mean, if I can go there, of course I would like to. I would love to play pro. I'm going to keep working until I get it, or I'm not going to get it, so I have to give up. But if I can, I'll try, of course. Are there competitive Spanish women's basketball leagues where you can make a good living and it's against good competition? Yeah. I would love to play in the Spanish league. I'm really lucky that the country I am from, they have a really good basketball league. And it is really good. I don't think I will need to go to another country to play basketball. I would really like to play in Spanish.
As far as Europe is concerned, because in the United States, clearly, the WNBA is the only game. There's only one option. And a lot of Americans will go play in Australia or Spain or France or Israel or wherever. But in Europe, how would you say, what is the pinnacle? What is the best you can do as a European playing in Europe?
I mean, I would say EuroLeague would be literally my dream. I think it's the best league in the world. There's a lot of countries in Europe that have a really good level. I would say Spain, Turkey has a really good level. Greece, all of these kind of countries, they have really good teams.
So is it similar? And then is it like is it like soccer or everybody else says football, obviously, but is it like that to where, okay, you've got the Premier League and you've got the La Liga and you've got the Bundesliga, and then you've got the Euro where all the best teams from all of those will play against each other? Is that what you're saying? Because I'll be honest, you're teaching me a little bit here some things that I don't know.
Yeah, it's worked like that. Like each country has their own league, and then you play the EuroLeague. So you play like 2 leagues at the same time. And for example, I don't know about other countries, but in Spain, like there's a lot of leagues, like Division 1, then you have another one, and until really top. And it's like, yeah, it's like that. You just keep going up like with your team, and if you are in Division 1, you can go to a lower one, but you cannot rise to another one. Like that's the top. But yeah, there you have a lot of options. Like it depends on your level. You can really join a lot of teams in Spain.
Gotcha. So if you're the best team in Spain, then you might have the opportunity to not only be the best team in Spain, but then you could play against other teams in Europe and be the best team in Europe. So it's almost like international, the United States versus Australia, like in other sports. It's kind of like the Olympics, but it's something that happens every year in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. We're learning.
Yeah.
And now we've got a lot of, we've got to learn about the Netherlands. We've got to learn about Iceland. We've got to learn about Spain. We've got to learn about Canada. We've got, and I'm forgetting probably 2 or 3 others.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Yeah, it's wild. It's so much fun to learn about all these different cultures. And I'll say this real quick, and then we'll take a break and talk more about sort of more the personal stuff and your family and kind of what got you into basketball. But even with all this diversity, it seems like this team, you wouldn't know that you weren't a family from the same mom and dad, because you guys are a very close group, even with the differences.
Yeah, we got really lucky with each other. Like we just joined when we're together, even though we all have like different backgrounds. We are just a team, a family, and really, really join when we're all together.
Well, that's fun that it works out that way, because it doesn't always. There's definitely some teams that don't get along and don't love each other and have internal strife and arguments and everything else. So that's outstanding. Well, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk about what you're studying, kind of your family, and what got you here and what got you into basketball, and then I also want to talk about your hair. But
okay.
That's just a tease, just a little tease, just so that people will stay through this commercial break. We'll be back right after this.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
You're listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Today's show will continue after this 1-minute timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, a accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, this is Alan York, asking you to join the team as a member of the Flames Club. As a Flames Club member, you can make a difference by directly contributing to the success of Liberty Athletics. The Flames Club's mission is to raise the financial support needed to provide our coaches and student athletes with the resources to compete for championships. Membership levels vary and begin at just $75. Some gifts may even be tax deductible. When you join the Flames Club, you're truly investing in champions and championships. Join today at libertyflamesclub.org.
All right, welcome back. We're talking with Emma Leon, Liberty freshman from Barcelona, Spain. And I won't force people to wait too long. I'll get to the fun part, the hair. The reason I mentioned the hair, I'm not always the most observant when you guys change something up a little bit. If it's very obvious, then yes. But the reason I noticed that you were wearing your hair differently in the game against Kennesaw State is because you wear number 24. And when you were walking away, you had your hair, and it was more curly and kind of out from your ponytail, and so it was kind of flowing down over the 24 in your jersey. And we had a player named Alyssa Iverson that played probably about 4 years ago, who wore number 24, and she had kind of long curly hair, and she wore it the same way. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had a flashback for a second. I was like, that looked like Alyssa. And I thought, oh, and then that triggered my brain to say, I believe that's the first time you've worn your hair that way, at least here at Liberty. What was the fashion change for Kennesaw State?
I have always been battling against my hair because it's curly, it's difficult to manage. And then I just, the night before, I did my hair like with products, all this stuff. And I wore it to practice next day. And everyone was like, why are you not wearing like that? Your hair, like, it looks really good. And I would say, like, I don't know. I always braid it, so it's just what's like a routine. And then I was like, okay, yeah, let me just wear it for the game. And I did.
Do you like it that way?
Yeah, I really like it. It's going to come back. I'm going to still doing it.
Okay. It reminds me a little bit of one of your coaches, Emma Hess, which shares a first name with you. She was the opposite. She would, I guess, normally wear a ponytail, but if she did the braids, it was kind of a unique thing. But when she was growing up, her dad gave her the nickname because when she would wear the braids and she was just hitting daggers, hitting threes over people, he called her the braided assassin. Oh. And so that kind of stuck. So I don't know what the version of the curly assassin might be. So yeah. That maybe that needs to be your alternate identity a little bit, like your superhero identity.
Yeah, maybe curls are going to make me play better. I don't know.
You never know. You
never know.
There's a coach, and we've talked about this before. There's a old hockey coach. His name was Don Cherry, and he used to say, if you dress first class, if you look first class, you play first class. So if you feel good about how you look and how you're dressed and how you're done up, you're going to play better. And so that was why he would always make his players wear suits and ties to the game and, look good and clean and shave and all that kind of stuff. And he had a lot of success. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe that, look first class, play first class.
That's true. No, I agree. If you take care of that, you'll take care of the basketball. That's true. I'll try more.
Okay, well,
I'll wear the cards.
That was just a weird thing that popped into my head the other day, and it was cool to get a shout out to Alyssa Iverson. She was great, and she was a point guard and was a very good player, but had that same. I mean, I have to try to find two pictures of just
to compare.
Facially, no, totally different. But as far as just the hair flowing out the back and the number 24, I was like, wow, what are the odds of this? So what got you into basketball? What made you interested in the sport, and did you play any other sports growing up?
When I grew up, I I was doing judo, a martial art.
Okay.
I don't even know why. I just started doing, and I like it, so I stayed there. But then my brother was playing basketball. He played basketball since he was like 5 years old, so I went to all of his games, and I remember when halftime of his games, I was like just shooting or like dribbling, and people was like, "You should try to play basketball." And I remember a friend of my parents said, "Come to my club of basketball and try out." And I did, and I like it, so I just stayed there.
Okay, well, let's get back to the judo for just a second. So these judo competitions, and when I think of stuff like that, I think of like the Olympics, between the judo and the Greco-Roman wrestling and things like that. It's very physical. Is that something that if right now, if we said, all right, we're going to get together a judo tournament, could you jump right back in and it would be natural? It'd come right back to you and you'd do a good job?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I did judo like for 4 years. Like, I have a background, but I'm not sure. It's just take the opponent and try to beat them. Like, it's not that hard.
It's like mixed martial arts, but with a format. Like, you have to do certain things you can't do.
Yeah, it's not like kicks or punch. You need to like grab like the other person, like try to beat them.
Has it helped any? Not that you've had to defend yourself, but if you were in a situation where you had to have self-defense, does it having that knowledge help at all?
I mean, I think I would just try to run, but if I have to fight, yeah, it might help. It might help.
Okay. It is in the Olympics, correct? I mean, that is a sport in the Olympics. So have you watched the not professionals, but the highest level compete?
I used to because I really like it, but now I don't see it anymore. I'm just basketball.
If you had to, could you teach your teammates some judo moves?
Yeah, I could. Actually, I have done that.
Really?
Yeah.
Who have you shown?
To Lin and to Z. I tried to. Yeah, no, it was funny. They tried to copy me, but they couldn't.
Didn't go so well.
They didn't beat me, no.
Okay. Well, that'd be fun. That would be a fun competition to see. As long as everybody's safe and healthy, and they wear the protective gear if they need to, or whatever, to make sure that nobody gets a broken nose or anything bad happen. But it would be interesting to see who do you think of the whole team, who would be the best? And let's just forget about judo. Let's just say if it was mixed martial arts, if you threw everybody into a tournament, who's going to win that tournament?
I think Emmy, it's pretty tough.
Okay.
I would say Emmy. She's hard.
Okay. Who would fight dirty?
Queen, for sure. She would grab the hair of the opponent or something like that.
It took no time. I mean, by the time I asked the question, there was no hesitation. You said Queen instantly. Liddy, for those that maybe don't know, Queen is her middle name, and so you guys call her Queen, but Liddy Mwamba. That's funny. That is so funny.
But she would win for sure.
Well, after the season, when everybody can feel a little more comfortable, maybe we need to get that tournament together. How about your family? Any other athletes in the family?
All 4 of us are athletes.
Really?
Yeah, we all play basketball right now.
Okay, well, tell us about everybody.
Well, my brother plays in a club in Spain with his friends, not in super high league. Just having fun. Then my dad and my mom also play basketball in the same club. They have like a veterans team, and they go and practice. So yeah, we
still playing.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What's everybody's names?
My mom is Charo, my dad's is Jose, and then my brother is Hector.
Okay, very good. I'm not always the best at asking specific names, but it's good for me too, because if I know everybody's names, then sometimes when on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever, some of your families will make comments or click on some of the videos, and I'll have to, and sometimes it's easy to figure out, sometimes it's not easy to figure out who belongs to who.
That's true.
But does social media make it easier for your family to kind of follow? Because I know there is a time difference, and clearly there's a distance, obviously, where they can't make it to every game or they can't make it to your games.
Yeah, for sure. My mom is always watching everything on social media, like from Liberty Flames, Liberty University. She follows everyone. My dad is not that into, but yeah, they all like to look at all the things you post and everyone posts.
Who's the first one after you have a great game? Who's the first one you're going to text or call to celebrate? And who's the first one after you've had a bad game that you're going to call and ask advice of?
My mom is always texting me after the games, like, you did good, no worries. She is always going to say good things. My dad, he's going to say, like, you need to improve in this, you need to do this, you need to do. And sometimes we argue. But I always talk with my dad about basketball and what I need to do, what I have done good. I would say my dad, either of the scenarios, yeah.
And the fact that he's still playing,
yeah.
That he can not only give you advice, but he can kind of lead as an example. You can go to his game and go, well, now you told me I needed to not do that. You're not doing that either.
Yeah, I say that too. Like, you're not doing it. Don't tell me to do it.
That's so fun. So what are you studying? And when basketball's over, which hopefully that's a long time from now, professional career, Olympic career, but whenever basketball's done, what do you want to do for a living?
Right now I'm studying biochemistry. Everyone says it's a hard one. I'm just trying to do it. But I'm not sure yet. Maybe I would like to do like lab research or that stuff. Or just join like a pharmacy and yeah. That.
And Claudia is in that same area too. So now not only do you have someone who can help you with the transition from Spain to America, but also you're studying similar things as well.
Yeah, I asked her, like, what were you studying? She said chemistry. And I like chemistry, but I want to mix it a little bit with biology too. So I just, then biochemistry.
So, but if you guys end up both being on the pharmacy side of things, you might not take the exact same way to get there, but you're still going towards a similar end goal.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. That's so cool. And, what a blessing that is to come so far from home and have somebody that is almost on a daily basis can remind you of home and kind of has gone through the same things you're going through, but got here, 3 years ahead of you. That's really cool.
It is so nice. She helped me a lot. And it's what you said. She has been through everything I had. So it's like maybe I had to been through something, but she was like, no, don't do this, as an advice. So I skipped that part, so that's good. And yeah, she really helps.
Well, last question for you. What about the American culture that you were expecting is different than what you were expecting from what you saw on television and movies and things? Like how is it different in the United States, and what is something that you really love about now living here?
I expected not to be like movies. I thought movies were movies, but it's exactly like movies.
Really?
It was crazy. The culture is so different. It was really shocked. I don't know how the people is, how they behave. But it's nice. And I would say the thing that most surprised me is maybe it's just here, but how kind the people is. They just go around and smile at you. It's in Spain, I would never smile at you. You're just someone that I don't know. But I would say that maybe it's just here because when I went to New York with my family, they were not like that. But here, I would say that how people are just always smiling and saying hi to you, even though they don't know you.
And you were talking about the different regions, and that's kind of the southern region here is definitely different than the northern region.
Yeah.
West is pretty friendly for the most part. The California laid-back vibe, they're usually pretty friendly. Middle of the country is usually pretty good, but yeah, the northern part can be not rude, but just they're
straight.
They're focused. They're not here to small talk with a stranger. They're just they're going to work, they're going to the gym or whatever they're doing. Is there a food item or something that what is your go-to American place now? If you had friends visiting from Spain, you go, okay, I got to take you here.
I for sure would say Chipotle.
Really?
Yeah, I love Chipotle.
Okay, well that's it's Americanized.
Yeah, it is.
It's very Americanized. It's not like an authentic Mexican restaurant, which we when you're in El Paso or when you're in New Mexico State, there's those types of restaurants that are there that are no different than if you were in Mexico eating. But yeah, Chipotle is kind of like
crazy.
It's sort of like Olive Garden is the American version of Italian food. It's not Italian food. It's American Italian food. So Chipotle is kind of American. Yeah, I gotcha. How about dessert? Are you a dessert person?
Yeah, I am. My favorite dessert is cheesecake, so I love Cheesecake Factory. I really like it. That
was after which game? That was the Navy tournament, or was that the? No, it was the George Mason when we beat George Mason.
It was George Mason. Yeah.
So that's kind of a new thing. Whenever you win, you get to. Yep. Yeah. Very good. Well, I appreciate your time, and I'm glad that the transition is going so well, and we look forward to watching you play some more basketball and continue to get better and better.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Emma, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks to you.
We'll be back with head coach Alexis Sherard right after this. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels in the Liberty Flames.
Lynchburg Nissan's model year in sales event is on, and the savings are huge. Remaining 25 models are tariff-free and have 0% up to 60 months. Discounts up to $7,100 off MSRP, and new cars starting at $18,950. Lynchburg Nissan is ready to pay up to 130% of fair KBB for your trade, too. We also offer guaranteed credit approval. Inventory is limited and selling fast. Stop by or schedule your appointment at lynchburgnissan.com, home of the million-mile warranty.
You're listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Today's show will continue after this 1-minute timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Rogers Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. Your certified Generac backup generator experts. Online at callrogers.com.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
This message is brought to you by the United States Space Force. More information is available at spaceforce.mil.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Have you downloaded the Liberty Flames mobile app? If not, what are you waiting for? The Liberty Flames mobile app is your lifeline to Flames athletics. Get the latest news on your favorite teams, find upcoming schedules, buy and download tickets to the next game, listen to podcasts, and hear our online Liberty Flames Sports Network audio broadcasts.
Pass caught into the end zone. Light 'em up. Touchdown, Liberty.
It's all on the Liberty Flames mobile app. Download it for free from your mobile app store today.
Welcome back into this week's show. We're now joined by head coach Alexis Sherard. Coach, welcome in.
Thanks for having me, Jamie.
You're getting to be an old hand at this, or is it an old hand or an old hat? I guess sometimes I mix my metaphors up a little bit. Sometimes there'll be like a train metaphor gets mixed in with a sailing metaphor. It's like we got to get our sails back on track. Which I guess that could be That could be a business metaphor.
True. Yeah, exactly.
But I digress out of all that rabbit trail to say that you're getting so comfortable that when we come and set up and you're getting ready to do the interview, now you're reminding me of stuff. Hey, do I need to do the color balance? Do I, is this right? So is it safe to say the non-basketball stuff was the toughest transition as far as becoming the head coach? Basketball stuff pretty much stayed the same. You're just, you were always a voice. Now you're just the voice. But you never had to do a lot of the other things when you were an assistant coach, such as this.
Yeah, I definitely had no idea the magnitude, the time that behind the scenes Coach Green was doing. So, yeah, I agree. This was definitely the biggest transition for me would be off the court, the media, the interviews. Again, I don't mind it. I mean, it's great, but it is time consuming. But, yeah, that for sure, no doubt about the biggest transition for me.
Have you done anything differently? Back in the day, it was an organizer that was like a pamphlet almost that you'd keep your schedule on. Now, we got our cell phones, and so we're doing it that way. But have you had to adjust? Is there an extra app on your phone right now with a schedule alarm on it?
Well, I have an extra human being. So Chelsea Hoggard Harris, she keeps me in line just with regards to my scheduling. She does an excellent job. So every morning I usually get a text at 8 a.m. just giving me my daily itinerary, in addition to, on my calendar. So I do have an app, but I did add a human being also to keep me in line.
And those are more flexible than the app. Sometimes the app will fail you, or you fail the app. If you don't push the right button,
Correct.
The alarm doesn't go off and that kind of thing. That happened to me this morning. An alarm that I thought that I'd set last night. It was actually a timer. I never pushed go, so it was still sitting on 8 hours.
Yep.
So, okay, well, luckily I woke up in 8 hours and 15 minutes naturally, but I got an extra 15 minutes of sleep that I wasn't expecting. So I guess that's not the worst thing, but I didn't have a meeting to go to, so it wasn't anything that affected me at 8 a.m. this morning.
Right.
Are you a morning person? Because I know that I get texts or Instagram messages, and sometimes I send them late at night, and I go, I don't know if I should have sent that. I might be waking Alexis up, but then I thought, no, he's already seen it. It's like it shows you the little eyeball. He's already seen.
Yeah, no, I'm an early riser. I mean, again, I've been trying to go to bed early in anticipation of early rising. But, they say as you get older, you wake up earlier. So if I could sleep to 5, that's a great day.
Really?
That's a great day, yes. If I wake up, I see 5 o'clock, amazing. Because, sometimes it could be 4:30. Easily. Oh, yeah. And
really?
Then, oh, yeah. So, again, that's why, but going to bed early helps. I mean, you can't go to bed late and wake up early. Going to bed earlier definitely helps. But, yeah, if I can 6, if I sleep till 6 a.m., that's like noon. That'd be like noon for me. Yeah, very rare. Yeah, very rare.
So, okay, when you say I need to start, I wanted to start going to bed earlier. What is going to bed earlier?
I try to go to bed by 10:30.
Okay.
Yeah, 10:30.
So you're
still getting
6-8 hours,
correct.
Depending on when you wake up. 6.5, 7 hours. Okay, so what does your day? And we haven't even talked about anything so far. When you wake up at 4:30, let's say it's one of the early days you wake up, and we'll give you a half hour just to knock the cobwebs off before you're doing anything. But so what are you doing at 5 in the morning?
So my daily routine, I try to have a little devotion, a little quiet time, meditation time with the Lord, just to present the day. I mean, obviously, being a head coach at Liberty University, too much is given, much is required. So I really just try to start the day with just some private time, prayer time, meditation time, just dedicate my day, all the decisions, all the people I'm coming in contact with. I want to be a good impact on anyone I come in contact with. And then from there, I'm a big stretcher. So I usually stretch in the mornings, loosen up the limbs, I'm not 25 anymore. So I'm a big stretcher, a big roller. And then by then, I'm hitting the shower and try to get into the office pretty early.
Gotcha. And then are you a big film person? Or even when I know you got coaches that are scouting individual teams, but you have to have kind of an overview of everybody. So do you watch a lot of the games that maybe you were still going when you went to sleep the night before? I guess most Conference USA's probably done by 10:30. But there could be, I guess, a UTEP or a New Mexico State game maybe that you didn't catch the night before.
Yeah, so as a head coach, I have to have a good knowledge of all the teams. So I don't really watch television now anymore in the evening, so I'm usually watching my films probably a good 7 to 10 in the evening time, showering, shutting things down early, then getting up and then coming to the office. I'm probably just trying to watch film early. And when I get here early, when it's nice and quiet, no one's here yet.
It's tough, I guess, as well, because I say that about UTEP and New Mexico State, and that's possible, but that also probably means that you just played a game. Because almost
Thursday, Saturday,
everything, on the men's side it's a little different. Sometimes there might be an oddball game here or there, a Wednesday, and maybe you're playing on Thursday, and so you could watch games. But pretty much everything, if one women's team's playing, unless there's snow involved, everybody's playing.
Right.
Or it might be a bye week for somebody where they don't have a game. So that kind of loads up a little bit. Do you sort of? I guess with ESPN Plus now, it makes it easy. You don't have to go back and watch it in live time or wait for a copy to be sent somewhere. As soon as it's on demand, you could be the next afternoon or next morning when you come into the office watching those games.
And then we use Synergy. So Synergy breaks the games down probably, maybe 2, 3, 4 hours after the game. So I can pull up on Synergy all of their offensive clips. I could pull up all their defensive rebounds, all their turnovers, all their defensive press clips, all their offensive press offense. So Synergy is a huge tool for coaches as well, because if you want something specific, you can really just pull it up by categories on Synergy, which obviously helps expedite, becoming familiar with an opponent.
And it's that quick of a turnaround.
Oh,
just
yes.
a few hours after
Correct.
the game. So by the next morning when you're in the office,
completely broken down.
The whole conference night before,
yes,
broken down. Well, that's really helpful. I'm thinking that might take a day or so.
No.
Like the old days when they were, mailing tapes.
Film exchange. That was someone's job.
Yeah.
Film exchange coach.
Yeah. And you had to wait for UPS or
Correct.
FedEx. And so there was we got to see the Thursday night game before Saturday's game. When, they probably handed you the tape when they drove in the next morning.
In 1994, I was a film exchange coach at St. Mike's. So I was heading to UPS. I'm getting calls, making sure it's sent out. I'm calling people, make sure they sent it out the night of or the next morning. So I've been there, done that. So Synergy is a blessing.
Wow. And And I guess there are occasions if you want to watch it live, you can. If you have that capability,
Sure.
if it's your bye week or something like that, you can get on
course.
ESPN Plus and watch it live. But I don't think I would. You're telling. I mean, it's kind of like for me, it's my version of you go back and there's a hockey game or now with the Olympics, we can say that there's a curling match or whatever it is that you want to watch. How nice is it to watch it after the fact where you can skip through halftime show? You can skip through, ESPN, you're getting us now. You're forcing us to watch commercials.
Ads.
We can't skip through, even if the game was 3 days ago, they're still forcing you to watch some ads. But usually it's a little bit less. It's not like a full 3-minute break like you'd have if you were watching it live. So I could see how the Synergy thing, even if you had the chance to watch it live, I'm going to wait 4 hours and let it be broken down for me. And that's all AI. It's just a computer program that's figuring out this is press offense by knowledge of what press offense looks like and so on. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a tremendous tool to have. It breaks down each player's shot, makes, misses, individual turnovers. I mean, it's Synergy. I mean, I think it's a must. I mean, it's a game changer for coaches.
Wow. How much has technology, you talked about back in the 90s when you were the film exchange, but even since the time you've gotten to Liberty, how much has the technology changed and helped the coaches? But also, is there some things where it becomes a crutch?
Well, it's changed so much that you have to have, back in the day it was called a film exchange coach. I mean, now you basically have like an IT coach or basically a film coach who, collects the breakdowns. When we have post-game review, they're just basically collecting clips that, I can request, due to the game, whether it's our turnovers, whether it's our offensive rebounds, whether it's our opponent's offensive rebounds. So that has changed, evolved over, just the last 10 years. That's become such a huge advantage for us. You have to have someone in charge of that to maintain, keep up to date with all the clips that you want.
Wow, we haven't even talked about anything that's happened the last week or coming up next week, but it is fascinating to kind of take the curtain back a little bit, see the wizard and all the things that are happening behind the scenes. And I mean, I know as the head coach, as an assistant coach, as an intern, you kind of know how the wheels work, but now you're in a position to where you're the one that's sort of directing. This is what we need. This is what we don't need. This is helpful. This isn't helpful. We talked about in the past how there's so many voices now between assistant coaches and the analytics and, the behind the scenes folks that maybe aren't even on the sideline that are helping you out, that as the head coach, you have to kind of, funnel the right voices at the right times. And has that been a process as well now?
Yeah. So, going in, obviously my first year in coaching, I made it clear that I did not want to be overwhelmed. I made that crystal clear to my staff. And again, we've been together so long. Everyone kind of knows everyone's personality. So just with regards to the voices, as I alluded to maybe a couple of weeks ago, like on game day, we have individual responsibilities. I have a certain number of coaches around me in the huddle. And then we come together as a whole staff. And then, so I try to have small bites. We can have a spokesperson. Obviously, each game you have a specific coach that is the scout coach. So obviously their voice is going to be a primary voice, so everyone kind of funnels their opinions to that coach, and then that coach obviously communicates with me, probably in a higher percentage for that game. But, I try to just, with me, organization is a big deal. I know myself, and, I don't think anyone wants to be overwhelmed. So communication, channels of communication, organization, clear communication, I think is a great key to success. And like I said, we've been together for so long. It's been a very, very smooth transition.
This is going to be kind of a silly thing, considering there's so many more important aspects to coaching, but I feel like you're a routine guy and you want things to sort of be the same. And when I was in college, this is going to sound weird, but I always kind of enjoyed it when the semester got to that point where you kind of got in a rut. Now, as far as your social life and stuff like that, you want to mix things up a little bit. You don't want to, go to Buffalo Wild Wings every Monday night. Go to scoreboards one night. I understand that, but when things kind of are a certain flow, and then something breaks it up, and even as little a thing as Paul Carmody, your sports info, athletics communications guy, they didn't have a seat for him at Kennesaw State.
That was an issue for me, Coach.
In the normal spot. He's normally right next to you on the scorer's table. He was going to be across the way, and you guys kind of moved mountains to get him a spot next to you so that everything was back in the comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Gracie, our top manager, she did an excellent job. Her job may have been on the line on that assignment, but we won't say that out loud. But yeah, I'm a routine guy. I like things to be consistent. Obviously you have to be flexible, but things you can control, like having your SID near you on game time. I always joke with PC, Paul Carmody. I always tell him he's like my security blanket because he's like a walking statistic, statistician. We actually had to bring our own table, our own extension cord. I think they provided the chair, but I told my managers that's nothing less than I want him on our side, on our bench side. And, we have great support, great managers, and at the end of the day, they got it done, and he was there.
And that's kind of how many timeouts left.
Correct.
In the bonus, out of the bonus fouls to give, stuff like that. It's it's nice to have him
just to
nearby.
Stay congruent. Obviously, our assistant coaches do a great job, but I just like confirmation.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, well, we've talked about a lot of fun stuff, but we haven't actually talked about any X's and O's or scores or what's coming up. And I know everybody if they didn't fast forward through these first 10 minutes or so to find out about Avery Mills, they're hanging on the edge. So we won't make them wait too much longer. But last week, you had the swing down to Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State. Solid win against the Gamecocks on Thursday night. Final score was 60-55. Avery Mills had a career game. You're having a big game when the opposing fans, they might not be cheering, but they were standing up. It's kind of like in a church when you agree with what the pastor says, and the arms start flying up a little bit, or some places you might even stand up and getting a little bit of that. Her performance was awe-inspiring for even the opposing team. So then when she went down with an injury, in the fourth quarter, it seemed like that building, it was like a home game. It just took the air completely out. Even the opposing fans, knowing how great of a performance they were watching, and then to see her get hurt, it kind of sapped everybody for the next few minutes. And I know it sapped your team. JAX State goes on a little bit of a run. Ja'Kayla Thompson hits the last 5 points of the game, gets an and one, and then a big basket with about 15 seconds left. And you guys hold on and get the win. But then all the attention went to Avery Mills and her status and how's she going to be, and is she going to play? She wasn't able to play against Kennesaw State, and I guess still being evaluated as far as the severity to the ankle injury.
Sure. So, I mean, during any competition, you don't want anyone to get hurt. And compliments, hats off to JAX State, because they were more than kind. The head coach came over, was just, asking how she was doing. The athletic director of Jacksonville University came over if we needed any of their facilities, x-ray, what have you. So I was very, very appreciative of their kindness. And, just with regards to the update with Avery, she's still under the evaluation period now, just trying to just really figure out what's going on kind of on a day-to-day. So, but I think we should have more concrete information sometime this week, obviously by game day on Thursday.
Sounds good. And then now you've got a hole in the lineup, and it's a pretty big hole, 16 points a game kind of hole. And some players stepped up against Kennesaw State. Just about everybody in the starting lineup scored above their average, and you had some bench production kind of early in that game as well. Just fell short. Basically, it came down to one stop and one score, and you win the game. And boy, Barry hits a difficult shot. She goes basically into a wall. She dribbles into two players that are both in her face. She fades over them, and I don't think the basketball ever went about a foot above the rim. It was a line drive, but it bangs in, and then no points on the other end, and you end up taking a tough loss at Kennesaw State. Yeah, that was a tough loss. I mean, the thing that I love about our team is that we have no quit. I mean, they just, obviously missing Avery was obviously the pink elephant, but I was very pleased how everyone stepped up, as you alluded to. Everyone was above their average because, 16 points is 16 points. And, everyone, played it as hard as they could. Obviously scored above their average, just fell short there at the end, just needed that one layup to drop or that one stop. I mean, as you said, Barry made a very difficult shot. I mean, that was over Elizabeth and Efi, outstretched arms. So, sometimes that happens, but, our ladies played to the end because I think we were down maybe 10 or 12 at one point, 12, and they came all the way back. So I just love the fight, with a team like that, there's a way to win, there's a way to lose, and, I can lose with a team like that. And, the most important thing is that they continue to learn how to win, and they're eager, they persevere, and, just preparing for the next game as well. Probably saying this too simplistically, but if Avery is out for any period of time, even if it's just Thursday night and she's not going to be able to play against UTEP or New Mexico State, let's say on Saturday, does your team need to play? Ugly's not the right word, but do we need to see some defensive-minded games? That was kind of my thought going into Kennesaw State. If this game's played in the 50s, that's a good thing, and it was played just into the 60s. If it had been in the 50s, you'd have got to win. And just you're going to have to dig in defensively to kind of – it's not so much we're going to have to score more, to make up the difference. We need to play better defense to pull the average of the game down a little bit. Well, that was a formula even before Avery's injury. That was something that we had been really focusing on, taking care of the basketball, limiting our opponent to one shot per possession, protecting the paint, gang rebounding, winning the one rebound. So that was something that, even prior to Avery's injury, we were focusing on. And I think it continued over. But you're right. I think they hit 64 points. We keep them, in the 50s. That would have been a different story. But yeah, absolutely, we're going to have to get stops. Because you can't really control points, averages. Scoring more points than you normally average. So the one thing we can control is defense and rebounding. So absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, we'll be overly focusing on protecting the paint, gang rebounding, and as I always say, limiting our opponent to one shot per possession. When you take a look at the standings now after this last weekend, Louisiana Tech is kind of they've pulled away a little bit. I mean, there's still time for somebody to catch them, but they're at 10-1. Sam Houston, Missouri State, 2 games behind them. FIU and Middle Tennessee, 2.5 games behind. And then you got JAX State, that last team in the top 6, which is what you're shooting for. You've got the tiebreaker against JAX State, so that's at least one positive. So you're a legit 1 game behind them. If you make up that game and it's just a tie with you and them, you've got them because you've already beaten them once. But then Delaware's right there with you. They beat you, but you get another chance at them later in the year. So you could even out that tiebreaker. And then right behind that is New Mexico State, and you've got a UTEP team that's 2-9. WKU's 1-10. UTEP's trying to get into the tournament, and right now they're 2 games behind. So they're desperate for wins right now, and that's who you got coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, no, this is a big week, and as I always say, this game on Thursday is the biggest game of the year, and we've been saying that all year simply because it's the next game. So, but just with regards to seeding implications, you want that top 6 minimum. Obviously, you want to be in the top 10 just to make the conference tournament, obviously, but you want to have smaller, bigger goals, if you will, top 6, just for to avoid those play-in games. But yeah, this is a big week. They're hungry. They're athletic. I'm sure they're going to come in here very aggressive, how they always do. So we'll have our hands full. But I think after that loss last week, hopefully our girls come in with a little chip on their shoulders and ready to prove that we still have what it takes to win basketball games.
Last quick thing before we close up shop. For fans that are coming out, for one, the game is early on Thursday. It's a 5 o'clock game, and that's kind of some of that give and take. I know most people think once you get in a conference, well, the conference is scheduling the games, and it's kind of out of the coach's hands or the administrator's hands. But sometimes there's a little give and take there. You want to be able to get out of El Paso early to get home on a flight especially if you're flying commercial, and there's the give and take, and they want to get to Delaware tonight or Thursday night, and so there's sometimes some times get moved around a little bit, but it is an earlier start time, and then you got the game against New Mexico State on Saturday. What is a couple of things that the fans in those 2 games should be keeping their eyes on?
Well, I definitely think they need to keep their eyes on our transition on the defensive side because, as you alluded earlier, without Avery, 16 points, I think, we'll definitely be playing the right way. We'll be playing together. We'll be unified. We'll be encouraging each other. There'll be great teammates. But we want to. If they're crashing offensive boards, we need our fans to say, box out, get a rebound. I know if Coach Green is there, he'll be yelling that. And then obviously we want to execute on the other side of the basketball. Try to get as easy shots as possible. You know what I mean? You don't want to take too many contested shots. You want to try to manufacture shots where with a high percentage of making the basket.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I know it's an important stretch of the season. Every game's important throughout the year, but right now it's really that kind of on the edge. There's teams trying to just get in, and there's teams trying to move into the top 6 like yourself, and there's teams that are like at the top of the standings trying to get in the top 2 because there's a little bit of an extra advantage in being the top 2 as well. There's a lot of basketball left to be played and a lot to play for, and it's a great week as a Flames fan because you can come out and watch 2 games at reasonable times. Some fans might love it. If they're working, maybe they're going to have to sneak out of work a couple minutes early to get to that 5 o'clock Thursday game. But otherwise, you're getting home at a reasonable time. You're not staying out late. The kids, if they're coming to the game, they're not in that 10:30 zone that, that you're in as far as trying to get in the bed. So it's a great weekend. I know you guys really love that support of Flames Nation. Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, the game time is different this week, 5 o'clock on Thursday, 2 o'clock on Saturday, I believe. Bring the family. We'll definitely put on a good show, play the right way. We'll be playing hard for 40 minutes, and we'll be hoping to get those wins. Sounds good, Coach. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time. And if you want more information on tickets to those games or how you can follow along either on the radio or television, go to libertyflames.com, or my best advice is download the Liberty Flames app. It has everything right there, and it's a wonderful tool that you can add to your arsenal as a Flames fan. Until we talk on Thursday, this is Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless.
You've been listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show with head coach Alexis Sherard on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Today's show has been presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show has also been brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Carter Bank. Life lived full. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. And by the United States Space Force. Liberty Flames Basketball is an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.